details. Mary Mohammed, apologies to say. Well, in a world where challenges are often seen as barriers, some extraordinary women have turned their disabilities into stepping stones for greatness. And in this report, Nena Gabriel brings us the inspiring story of Nigeria's unstoppable Paralympian world champions.
In the bustling city of Umuahia live two remarkable women, Onyinyechi Mark and Esther Nwogu. They have defied the odds, embraced their abilities, and pursued greatness with unwavering determination. The saying that there is ability in disability can be seen in the lives of these women. We will take you through on how these Paralympians have become trailblazers in the world of sports. Onyinyechi, a native of Yukwano in Abia State, moves with the aid of a walking stick. Despite this challenge staring her in the face, she remains undeterred. Her eyes are set on one goal: success.
6, 7.
With over 11 years of experience as a powerlifter, Onyinyechi has competed in numerous international tournaments and emerged victorious. She made history at the 2024 Paris Paralympics, clinching a gold medal and setting a new world record in the 61 kg category. In her debut, she shattered records twice, first with a 147 kg lift and then with an astonishing 150 kg power lift. This is a feat only a heart of steel can accomplish.
I started this game, I was like, can I do this? Because it's so painful. But as time goes on, I understand that the game is being interesting. So I started doing it. I said to myself, if physically challenged people like me can do this, why can't I?
Esther, from Okwa West in Abia State, navigates life in a wheelchair. But for her, mobility is not a limitation. It is just another aspect of her journey. With 13 years in sports, she has amassed numerous medals, including a silver in the women's up to 41 kg para-powerlifting event in Paris 2024. With a lift of 118 kg, she set 2 new Paralympic records, cementing her name among the world's best. To get a glimpse of her daily life, we followed Esther to the popular Isigate market. Effortlessly maneuvering her rechargeable wheelchair, she goes about her shopping with composure. Her presence commands attention. Sellers, buyers, and passers-by stop in admiration. To her, it's just another normal day.
As a person with disability, it is what you call yourself that people will see you as. If you see yourself as someone who is disabled, people will see you as someone who is disabled. A lot of do's and don'ts, a lot of things to skip, a lot of sacrifices just to make sure that you become an active and a clean athlete.
As the sun sets, the duo heads to the Umuahia Township Stadium for their training session. These rigorous routines have become second nature.
4, 5.
An essential preparation for upcoming competitions and, ultimately, their means of livelihood. Rather than allowing their disabilities to define them, they have honed their strengths, rising to become powerlifting champions.
A bit louder in a few seconds for a new world record, 150 kilograms. The lift is complete. Eyes turn to the scoreboard, and it's a new world record again on Nyechi Mark with 150 kilograms.
At the 2024 Paris Paralympics, Onyinyechi and Esther embodied skill, resilience, and an unshakable belief in their potential. They didn't just compete, they conquered, securing gold and silver medals for Nigeria.
If I did not say, let me just try this, I cannot be here today. I cannot be a world record holder. So it's because I put my efforts, everything, strength, and look upon that place that I'm going.
The difference between me and the other women are just my wheelchair. And this wheelchair makes me, you know, a very special human, because I see it, I don't see it as a wheelchair, I see it as my throne. So it makes me feel like a queen.
Following their triumphant outing, Governor of Abia State, Alex Oti, hosted the champions at his Mvosi residence in October. He celebrated their achievements with monetary gifts and promised them automatic employment. The air was thick with joy. Faces lit up with excitement. Voices erupted in cheers. Normalizing the celebration of Paralympians like Onyinyechi and Esther should not be an afterthought. Their journey is one of perseverance, not just against physical challenges, but also societal biases. Instead of succumbing to despair, they have found strength in their sport and in themselves. But there is more to Esther than just sports. She is a singer.
Because he lives, I can face tomorrow.
Her melodious tunes don't just entertain, they inspire, transforming lives one note at a time. Interestingly, both women are also skilled hairdressers, proving yet again that there are no limits to what they can achieve even in the face of disability. So, what fuels their drive in a world that isn't always welcoming?
Believing in myself and what I can do. And I never let my disability define me.
When you love something, you work towards it. Then you train hard. I train hard. I put all my strength, everything in me to make sure that I succeed.
Beyond personal achievements, their ambitions stretch even further. Esther has launched a foundation aimed at supporting the education of children with disabilities, orphans, and the underprivileged. Despite their triumphs, challenges remain: stigma, accessibility, and societal stereotypes.
A person with disability in this face of the world, mostly in Africa, is a challenge on its own. Stigmatizations, discrimination. My family did a whole lot of works, to build my self-esteem.
People look down on us, people with disabilities. People look down on us, especially when you want to go and meet someone. You will see that that place is not accessible for you to move in. Sometimes they will say, "Wangwara, just shift aside. Let us just look on those that can walk."
With the next big competition on the horizon, Onyinyechi and Esther are training relentlessly, pushing their limits once more. Their dream? To stand on the world stage again, celebrated not just for their medals, but for their enduring impact on the world. This is a reminder that challenges are stepping stones to greatness. You need to show resilience in whatever your hands find to do. And that way, you would be celebrated someday. Nina Gabriel, TVC News, Omahia, Abia State.
Well, our correspondent Nina Gabriel joins me now to share her thoughts on this Sunday special she just brought on the news at 10. And then I get to understand that most of these women who shared their stories with you, quite inspiring, I would say, you know, had a bit of a challenge in terms of social inclusion, more or less. But what would you hope to see differently going forward to enable people living with disabilities have access to facilities, have access to equal opportunities? What can you tell us?
Okay, good evening and thank you. Just like I reported, these women have shown resilience. They've shown that they can achieve a lot more than what the world think, you know, they would have achieved. And even accessibility is a problem as well. Okay, just like you asked me, I think the government at all levels should accommodate these set of persons, because there are some areas that they would like to penetrate or even attend events, but you find out they can't access those venues and they can't access those places. So I think going forward, government should try to accommodate persons with disabilities. If they are constructing or building, erecting any building for public purposes, they should be considered, because this is one of the challenges they face. The other challenge is that of stigma. You know, these people are humans too, and they have a lot to achieve for themselves and also for the society, just like we have seen in the lives of Esther and Onyinyechi. So I think people should normalize, you know, accommodating this set of persons so that they will begin to, you know, have a feel of life.
I would have loved to have one more question with you, but maybe briefly, tell me, what was your experience like when you were sharing their stories? What lessons did you learn, a thing or two, about their impactful stories?
Okay, when I was even shooting, I had to cry, you know, when they were telling me stories of how people actually neglect them, how people treat them. So I actually shared tears while I was recording these women. But I feel that, you know, before now, you feel that these people can't actually do much for themselves. But we have seen that there are a lot that they can do for themselves. And I know that going forward, they would also, you know, do more for the society.
All right, let's leave it at that. Thank you so much, Nana Gabriel, for sharing your perspectives on this latest Sunday special you have for us. And that's it on the news this hour. For more updates on the stories we are monitoring, you can also check us on our website, tvcnews.tv. You can also follow us on all our social media handles, Facebook, Instagram, and on X at TVC News NG. On YouTube, we're also live at TVC News Nigeria. Many thanks for watching. I'm Esther Makwariola. Bye for now.